Hi guys, welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of Bear's Old Ways. My name is Bear Brunson. You may remember me or recognize me from Blackie Thomas's YouTube channel. Blackie and I grew up together and have shared a lot of the same interests for decades. And he has encouraged me to start my own channel. Excuse me. And I've decided to do that. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback from viewers of our Old Ways series, and I want to say thank you. And I hope that you will continue to support this channel. I look forward to putting it together. A little bit of introduction about myself. Like I said, Blackie and I grew up together and have shared a lot of common interests. We have grown up in the woods. Our paths diverged for several years. I changed high schools, and he went his way and I went mine. But fortunately, we came back together. Our pathways have crossed, and now we walk the same path. He invited me to join him in this Old Ways series that we've been doing, and it's been a lot of fun. I have really enjoyed it, and this is an offshoot of that. It really is. Now, Blackie will be here on my channel from time to time. I will continue to be on his. We will offer Old Ways videos on both channels, so you won't be losing anything. Matter of fact, you'll be getting an extra opportunity to see them. My goals for the channel are simple. I want to teach. I've always been told I have just an overabundance of mostly useless information, but I know that was in good humor and love. And I want to teach. I want to share my knowledge and experience with you, the viewer. I want you to learn from me, but at the same time, I want to learn from you. Okay? You have as much to teach me as I have to teach you, probably more. I call it a good day when I can learn from somebody. Doesn't matter who it is. It can be my 4-year-old grandson. He just had a birthday. I apologize. But I can learn from my 4-year-old grandson as well as I can from Blackie, or from my mom, or anything I learned from my father growing up. Any of those can teach me anything. I'm an open book when it comes to learning. But most importantly, I want us, you and me, to grow together. We live in some uncertain times. There's no doubt about that. And things could go sideways very quickly and very easily. And to have knowledge, old knowledge, is very important. We are all addicted to these things, okay? Me just as much as anybody else. We are too dependent on electricity. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not a primitive person. I like my modern conveniences. But I also like the ability to operate outside of those modern conveniences. I told the story of how my family, when I was a kid, were without power for 14 days due to a hurricane. And we cooked our food on a big colonial fireplace that my dad insisted was built into our house. Many times since then, I have been without electricity for various reasons, like floods, hurricanes, ice storms. an ice storm down here will paralyze us because we have no infrastructure to combat it. We just shut down. That having been said, how are we going to accomplish these tasks? Well, it's going to be pretty easy, actually. There's three ways. We're going to go hands-on. Well, what do I mean by hands-on? I'm going to do demonstrations of things that I know how to do to hopefully help you out. I am a hobby blacksmith. I have a forge, a blacksmith shop that I love to tinker in, and there's nothing more therapeutic than just beating the brakes off a piece of hot metal. It is so therapeutic. If you have the opportunity, I encourage you. Secondly, we're going to do some woodworking. Now, I have access to electric saws and table saws, planers, the whole 9 yards. But we're going to learn how to do it without those conveniences too. Yeah, I'm probably going to have some of that stuff there. But we're going to do a little bit of the old ways, the old-fashioned stuff, because you could get into a situation where that's all you got. And it's a nice thing to know how to use those, how to employ those capabilities, if you will. We're also going to do some cooking, mostly over an open fire, okay? Because when the gas runs out or the electricity goes off, that's your option. And it's not hard. Blackie and I have stressed for a long, long time, this is not hard. Doing things the old way is not hard. Now, it may take some constructive engineering. It may take a little thought, but you can do it. I believe that you can do it. The question is not do I believe in you? Do you believe in you? That's what's important. In a survival situation, do you believe in you? Do you believe in your capabilities? Well, we're going to work on that. That's one of the main focuses of this channel, is to work on those things, to polish them, to sharpen that edge, so that you don't have to walk around bragging that, oh, I can do this, that, and the other without electricity or modern convenience. But it's a really cool thing to know that I can do that. We're also going to do some exploring. I love to explore. I've been walking these woods since I was a kid. I've grown up on this farm, and it has changed its focus over the last almost 60 years. We started out with row crops, and then we went to cattle, livestock. I was in the livestock business from the time I was 12 years old when my grandfather passed until I was 37 years old, and the market fell out of the cow market, the bottom fell out of the cow market, and Daddy decided he was tired of raising cows for just giving them away. But I still retain that knowledge. Like I said, I was in my mid-30s. I've been in the business, I don't know, 25 years. Was in the business for 25 years. I would like to think that a little bit of that knowledge has stuck. But like I said, we're going to be doing that. We're going to be learning. We're going to be exploring. What do I mean by exploring? Blackie and I will be doing woods walks. I will be doing woods walks. I will get my sons, my daughter, my nephew to walk these woods with me and see that they know about as much as I do, to be honest with you. Sometimes they grumble and complain about it, but that's the nature of youth. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun woods walking. During the off season, we're going to do nature walks. We're going to identify trees. We're going to see what properties those trees may or may not have that can be a benefit to you at some point. We're going to be harvesting things in the wild. I discovered how to do beauty berries this fall. I finally broke down and said, I'm gonna do it. Like you kept telling me about them, and the beauty berry, it wound up being a syrup because I put too much water in it. But you know, you live, you learn. What is it he says? First attempt in learning. Well, this was my first attempt in learning. I will not make the same mistake that I made this year. My syrups will be jellies from now on. We're going to harvest blackberries in season. I used to have a patch of wild strawberries back over here about a quarter of a mile, half a mile from where I'm sitting. We'll have to go over there and check together. And if we do, you know, we make some, we may make some wild cherry preserves. We have scuppernong, wild grape down here. We'll in season we will harvest some of those and tinker around with that and see what kind of mischief we can get into. We're going to do some hunting. We hunt, okay? Not everybody does, and I respect that. I respect your ability to say, I don't want to. But please respect my wishes, my desires, my whatever you want to call it, my decision to do it. Because I'm not hunting for the antler. I'm hunting for food for my table. We're going to do fishing. We've got a fish pond right down here, a nice sized fish pond, and I have recently discovered some beaver. I've got some shots to tag onto this to show you the beaver trail that I found. Blackie and I were down here yesterday shooting an Old Ways episode. That beaver trail was not there yesterday, but it looks like a 4-lane highway today. That's how busy they've been in the last 24 hours. So we're going to pursue that. We're going to we might do some trapping and some preparations, you know, or some hide preparation, because you can employ those things. We're also going to do some tracking. We're going to learn how to identify tracks. We're going to learn how to follow those tracks. And we're going to perhaps get some good photographs along the way. You know, we'll do that in the off season as well as during the hunting season. The game, we may or may not, I haven't quite decided as to whether to show you how to process the game that we take. Some people get kind of squeamish about that. But you have to remember, when you go to your big box store and you pick up that styrofoam box with the plastic wrap around it, with a piece of meat in there, how do you think that meat got there? I'm just asking. People forget how that meat got into that box. And we're going to pursue that. Not necessarily how the meat get into the box, but how we take, harvest, and prepare our own food sources. I'm really stoked about this. I'm excited. A little bit nervous, I have to admit. But I hope you will come along with me. Come on this journey with me. Let's learn together. I'll teach you what I know. You bounce it back to me. Teach me what you know. Please feel free to leave any comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe to Bears Always. I appreciate your time. Y'all have a great day. came up overnight. You can see the beaver path. What they're doing is they're going right down in here where these sweet gums and willows are, and they're starting to thin that out. I don't have the right kind of shoes to walk down in there and show you, but I would bet with this much activity there's probably several stumps down there, beaver stumps. I'm going to try to get you one. Look for a little triangular shaped white thing back in the weeds if I can find it. Let me come back and show you. Pan across it one more time. Like I said earlier, this wasn't here. We may have to add a little trapping to Bear's old ways. But they're so cute. Well, yeah, they are. But they're also very, very destructive. And, you know, we have to consider that first. Just thought you might be interested. Y'all have a good one.